Welcome to the virtual Portland International Raceway for the 4th round of the Renault Clio League. We are riding on board here with Vukovic, who is going to try his hardest, I'm sure, to put in a very good lap here and get himself to the top of the standings. He wasn't able to do it on his first lap at Daytona. He did require that second lap to go to the top of the standings. Is that going to be the case here? It looks like it is going to possibly be Zach Gould, who will be the first name that pops up on our left-hand side in the 138 machine. As he comes through turn number 9. Vukovic comes through turn number 4, however, pushing it straight to the edge there, trying not to touch grass and get an off-track. In fact, I can see that our divisions are split, and I want to make them one division. So we will show that again in one division. But here comes Vukovic. It is Jared Swaim who is the first man across the line. Henriquez goes faster, only just though, very close between the two there, two different divisions. Swaim holds on ahead of Edgar. Hadden goes into third in class, followed by Joel Swaim. Here comes Vukovic. Ian Lane goes fastest overall at the moment, but can Vukovic go faster? Conrad Bradbury, another new name. He goes into second as Vukovic goes across the timing line. Will it go to the top? It will, by 0.2 of a second ahead of Stephen Hurd. Everyone out on track for heat race today means this is your qualifying order. Vukovic ahead of Hurd, ahead of Law, ahead of Cook, ahead of Lane, ahead of Bradbury. As we go to the next page, then it'll become Henriquez and Rocks. Heading the Division 2 is going to be Swaim, Edgar, Nagel, Hadland. Following him is McIntyre, Hilton, Swaim again, but this time Joel Swaim, Riley Downry. Then it's the Division 1 of Clayton McBullen not getting a lap time that he would have hoped for, down in 17th overall. Followed by Matt Neal. And at the very back of the field, we have Zach Gould. He did not set a lap time. On 10 minutes of racing is green. We are away for heat race number 1 here. 19 cars out on the field. 9 Division 1 drivers, 10 Division 2 drivers. They head up to turn number 1 for the first time in a big gaggle of drivers. No getting used to a smaller field to start with today. They've got to head out. All of them at the same time. A few side-by-side actions towards the back as they go through Noah's Ark, 2 by 2 by 2. A little bit of a wobble there towards the back of the field, as I believe that was Clayton McBullen getting involved. But Jared Swaim leads Division 2. But as expected, Vukovic leads Division number 1 from the lead of this race. Here they go up towards the chicane for the first time, as we've got a nice battle going on here. We've got a great battle also going towards the back. We're going 3 wide up towards the chicane here on the opening lap, and we've got contact. 3, 4 cars involved in that one. A lot of damage for a number of drivers. Zach Gould was the driver at the very back, avoiding all of that. But some meatball flags handed out to Clayton McBullen and Joel Swaim. And in fact, it looks like Henriquez is going for a little bit of a fight here. Or is that actually just behind him? It is. It's Neil Rocks making his way back past Jared Swaim. Heading up towards turn number 1, it's Hurd, who has gone fastest overall last lap. He's, again, you can see up in the distance, running a slightly different racing line to those around him, as Henriquez and Neil Rocks swapping positions behind. It looks like they're all setting themselves down though, as Rocks has made his way past Luis Henriquez for 7th. As here comes Hurd. He's on the right-hand side. Vukovic is on the left-hand side. They go side by side into the chicane. Hurd backs out, allows Vukovic to have it. It's really hard to go side by side there. That being said, Ian Lane goes up the inside of John Cook and takes 4th position, but they are still side by side on the exit. Side by side between Richard Edgar and Jared Swaim behind for the lead in Division 2. Here they are, and Swaim moves across for the slipstream on Richard Edgar. They head up towards turn number 1. We can see Rocks looking for Bradbury, ahead. He makes a move. Swain ducks behind. Neil Rocks has moved from 9th overall to 6th overall in just a couple of laps. He is recovering nicely here. We're riding on board with Milan Vukovic. He's got Stephen Hurd behind, and that is off the circuit. Marcus Law goes off the circuit in 3rd. He's going to lose a little bit of time in that number 1 machine. He doesn't lose any positions though, so he is going to hold on to that bit. Once again, Neil Rocks is looking to move up the order from a slow start to an incredible recovery here, as that's a move up front as well. Going for the overtake on the right hand side is Stephen Hurd for the lead of this race. He can't do it, and it looks like Lane has lost that position to Neil Rocks. Rocks up to 5th place now. John Cook with him. Once again, Vukovic pulls to the right hand side, the inside line of turn 1 to go defensive. He does it nicely, trying to go for sort of up and over there for Stephen Hurd. Tried to tuck to the inside, but just not enough room. These cars, they don't push out wide. You can keep a very nice line. Another mistake from Marcus Law. Here comes John Cook. He's on the inside. It will turn to the outside. Cook backs out. Is he going to try the up and over here? He tries it, but again, these cars just don't do that very well with how slow they are. It is the final lap of this race. Here comes Hurd. Vukovic waits until quite late to go defensive. He lost a little bit of time in that swerve, but Hurd knows he's not going to be able to hold it around the outside. Tucks in behind. He knows his opportunity is probably going to be up towards turn 6 in that chicane. He's got to lay out turn 3 correctly. He's got to lay out turn 4 correctly. Different racing lines turn 4. Vukovic stuck on the tighter line. Could give Hurd a great opportunity. Hurd is all over his bumper, but don't count out Marcus Law, because Law is involved in this one. And on the final lap of Heat Race 1, here comes Marcus Law to the inside of Stephen Hurd. Is he going to stick it up there? He's going to try. He just doesn't have the overlap through to the final turn. Is it going to remain as is as they come out of the final turn? Milan Vukovic defends the lead here at Portland ahead of Hurd, Law and Cook. Riley Downey, where did that come from in the background? We were so focused on the Division 1 lead that the Division 2 lead changed without us noticing. Something happened in that one. Milan Vukovic won just ahead of Stephen Hurd. Marcus Law took 3rd position ahead of John Cook. Neil Rocks took 5th ahead of Ian Lane, Luis Henriquez and Conrad Bradbury. Riley Downey, out of nowhere, won the race for the Division 2 field. And behind him, Jared Swain. 11th overall, 3rd in class was Anders Hagnon. Richard Edgar took home 4th, followed by Peter McIntyre, Jürgen Nagel, Anthony Hilton, Zach Gould, and Matt Neal, who was, I believe, still on those wet compounder tyres in that race. Out of that race then was Clayton McBuller and Joel Swain. We are green and away here for feature race 1 at Portland. It is Vukovic and Hurd off from the front. Lane and Henriquez swapping around positions ever so slightly there. But it looks like they've sorted themselves out as we head up to turn number 1 there once again. 2x2x2 from about 4th onwards. There's contact behind. The Formula Lava machine is off the track, but he is back on. He has recovered. He's back at the rear of the field as Nagel has a black flag, and that is Peter McIntyre, who fell down the order here at the very start of this one. But it is Jürgen Nagel, who was 5th in Division 2, who has received the meatball flag. That's not what he would have wanted, at all from that race start. We've got Ian Lane here going side by side with Riley Downey, leading, of course, the Division 2 category. As there's a big wobble in the background, and I believe that is Jürgen Nagel possibly off. It is. You could just tell with the wobble that was definitely a suspension damage incident. But we are watching the fight for first, and here goes Stephen Hurd once again to the right hand side. He tried this move in heat race 1. It didn't work. Is it going to work here? No. He's had to back out again, and once again Vukovic holds the lead here on lap 2. But what a great exit from Hurd. He has to move to the left because Vukovic defends straight away. But that is a great amount of speed. Hurd could have the overlap towards turn number 1 to go defensive. It's not quite. They're side by side, but Hurd is ahead. Who is going to get this position? Law thinks it's going to be Vukovic because he sticks to the inside. It is going to be Vukovic. He does stick to the inside and take the lead once again. Hurd to the right hand side. Is he going to get any sort of boost behind? Is he going to be able to hold it this time? He backs out a lot earlier that time. Marcus Law, caught out by it, is off the circuit. Marcus Law is down the order after being in third all weekend long. He falls down to 8th overall and 6th in class. Stephen Hurd to the left-hand side, once again trying the outside of Vukovic. He can't do it, and he is going to tuck in behind. Vukovic holds the right. Here goes Hurd to the left. Vukovic runs as wide as he possibly can. He knows he wants to be on that inside line up to the chicane. Hurd is going to slow down once more. But is he going to go for the exit this time? It looks like he's trying to get a good run up onto the pit straight. Neil Rocks up the inside of John Cook. Up the inside of Stephen Hurd. There's contact. Rocks goes sideways. He holds it. He's back on track. He's got John Cook around the outside. He's allowed Swain to go. Sorry, he's allowed Henriquez to get past Downey and try to battle with Swain now. And Henriquez is through, but it's 3 abreast into turn 4. These aren't even awful positions. It is mixed D1 and D2 drivers back there. Division 2. Downey moves to the right-hand side. Jared Swain to the left-hand side. It's the inside of turn number 6. As they run side by side, is there going to be contact? No. They sort themselves out. Downey going for the faster exit. Looks to the inside of Jared Swain. Couldn't do it. Swain continues to lead the way in Division 2. He moves to the right. Downey moves to the left. Henriquez up the inside. And all 3 of them wide. Swain, Downey off the track. Downey leads Division 2. Swain down to 2nd. They've invited Division 2 Championship leader Anthony Hilton back into this race. Anders Hagland has dropped to 4th in class, but is not giving up. How? Still lead the way in Division 2. But off the track goes Riley Downey. Here comes Jared Swain to the right-hand side. Will be trying to do it on just pure drag racing along the drag strip of the front straight up towards turn number 1. It is going to be Swain on the inside, Downey on the outside. There's contact. Swain takes it. Ian Lane is slow ahead of them. Side by side for 3rd behind. Anders has taken 3rd. Hilton fighting for 4th. He's got Clayton McBuller and Richard Edgar. McBuller still trying to make his way up the order. If he stays right at the back and gets involved in the invert, well, he'll be starting very high up compared to the other Division 1 drivers. in the Division 1 category right now, as, well, just everyone decided to go a bit off-road there. That was Law ahead going off-road. Following him was Bradbury. Henriquez kept it more on track, and Henriquez has used that to his advantage, and he moves through and long to start on pole position in the inverted grid. Will the same happen today? He runs side by side with Richard Edgar. This is for 5th in class, and Gould holds it. Gould sitting 8th in the championship right now. Another D2 driver. They're side by side, and he's going to hold it. McBuller's going to have contact. A little bit of netco for sure, but there was inevitably going to be contact there. McBuller slows down and let Anthony Hilton through, because it's down to a 10th once more with 1 lap on the board. It's Vukovic on the inside, Hurd on the outside. They settle it down and get behind the other once more into the final 2 corners. For some reason it's 2. Into turn 8, through turn 9, and onto the drag strip. Here we go. Is this gonna be an opportunity for Stephen Hurd? Vukovic is trying to jump over the pit wall to try and hold the inside line. It's side by side once more on the white flag lap as we head up towards turn 1. Vukovic has got the overlap, but here comes Hurd. He tucks it in behind. He can't do it just yet, but he's got one more proper chance. That's turn number 4. Let's get the exit up towards turn 6. See if he can get this great run that he had a little while ago. There's contact. Vukovic brakes just a little bit earlier. Was that intentional? The gap between Vukovic and Hurd is closing, but nowhere near as much as Hurd would have been hoping. It's all going to be about how the exit is going to work here as we go up towards turn 6. Into turn 7. It's Vukovic ahead, a little bit wide from Hurd, but no mistakes from Vukovic. Just running a perfect line. And Milan Vukovic wins feature race 1 just again ahead of Stephen Hurd. John Cook takes 3rd place, and once more it's Riley Downey winning again in Division 2, because Vukovic wins again here in feature race 1. It is Stephen Hurd who took 2nd ahead of John Cook. Neil Rocks took home 4th ahead of Marcus Law. Conrad Bradbury took home 6th, and Ian Lane in 7th. Riley Downey once again wins Division 2, which will put him to the lead of the Division 2 Championship. I think no matter what the result of feature race 2 is, Riley Downey will be leading the D2 Championship as we head into round 5 in a couple of weeks. Luis Henriquez finished 8th in class in the end, and Anders Hagland took 2nd in class ahead of Jared Swaim, who took home 3rd. Clayton McBuller took home 9th in class, 12th overall. Then the rest of the field is all Division 2 drivers. Anthony Hilton, championship leader, took home 4th in class ahead of Richard Edgar. Matt Neal took home 15th after swapping off of his wet tyres and onto the dries for this race. Zach Gould took 16th, Peter McIntyre in 17th. Joel Swaim took 18th, and Jürgen Nagel took 19th. It's green, and we are away here at Portland for feature race 2 and the final race of the day. They all fly past the camera. Vukovic there from the back. It's Nagel from the front. 19 cars, all of them reversed from our feature race 1 results. They go once again 2x2x2. In fact, they're going 2x2 for the lead. Joel Swaim takes the lead past Jürgen Nagel. Swaim debuting here today. Battles behind. They go 3 abreast as they try to sort themselves out and find a nice comfortable position. A big dive ahead of them. There's contact. And that is Anthony Hilton, championship leader, involved in that one. He holds on to it somehow and is still facing the correct direction. All the drivers are, and I believe for the first race of the day, We have no meatball flags on lap number 1. Zach Gould going the opposite way he's used to at the start of these races. He started in 4th. He's up to 3rd. He's past Peter McIntyre. Can he hold it? They go side by side. They go 3 wide. 4 wide. Are they going 4 wide? As we head up towards turn number 1. Who is going to come out on this one? It's Gould. Edgar McBuller, I think. That is someone dropping back. Peter McIntyre backing down after going 4 wide. They settle themselves down as they head up towards turn number 2. Turn number 1 they go, and it's almost 3 wide. It is 3 wide. It's back down to 2 wide as they go in order right now. I've forgotten to put the timing or tower up because I'm so focused on whatever on earth is happening in this fight. Gould is holding on ahead of Edgar. Clayton McBuller is trying his best to get involved in another dive up the inside. It's Wiley Downey. Somehow, some flipping way, he's come from 11th in class. 11th overall. No, even further down. He's moving up the order. He's 6th in class already from 10th. How has he done this? He's won the other 2 races in Division 2. Is he going to go 3 for 3? Nobody has done that in either division so far, and that includes Vukovic, but no! There's contact. Down he goes sideways. Drivers scatter. Scatter so much, almost going into the pit lane. 4, 5, 6 cars side by side. What are they doing here at Portland? It's an inverted grid. It's not a circus. As they go up towards turn number 1, they just won all the positions. Fight still going on ahead, 2 by 2, but it's 3 by 3 by 3. How are they doing this? Contact ahead, drivers off. They're settling themselves down as they try to get through. But one of the benefiters somehow is Wiley Downey. How is he doing this? He's 5th in class, looking for 4th in class. Up towards turn number 4, he's done it! He's up the inside! Wiley Downey, man! Where are you finding this speed? Vukovic side by side with Anthony Hilton. Hilton and Vukovic, they are not in the same class. Hilton does not care. Is he going to close the door? No. He sensibly backs out. He backs out a bit too hard. He's off the track. Up the inside goes Matt Neal, and he lost the position to a driver in Division 1, but then he loses him the position to a driver in Division 2 as Edgar is meatball flagged. Oh no, he's not. He goes purple, and he goes through for 2nd in class, but Gould swaps back over. What a move. Downey though, holding it on the outside. They stay side by side. Downey's up the inside of Zach Gould through turn 3. They're going to run very different lines through turn 4. Downey has got Jared Swaim up his inside though. A lock up from Swaim pushes Downey off course. They're going to try and split. Gould, there's contact. Huge contact for Zach Gould into the wall. 4 cars abreast, no, 3 cars abreast. They sort themselves down as Wiley Downey is side by side with Luis Henriquez. Henriquez is going to want to get Downey between himself and Vukovic here, but Downey just wants every position he can possibly get. It's still side by side. Contact behind as that's Anders Hagland. Contact with, I believe, Matt Neal, and Neal dives to the inside of Joel Swaim and takes that move for 7th position overall, but Swaim is coming back at it on the exit here as they go 3 wide. That is Stephen Hurd just behind. He's going to want to dispatch these 2 drivers. He can see Vukovic just ahead, but he's going to want to get past these drivers so he can get involved with Vukovic and try and win Division 1 here. Side by side behind for Hilton and Hagland. Hilton on the outside. Hagland up the inside. It looks like Hagland is going to hold on to that position just for now. Downey fighting it out behind. This is for 3rd in class. Matt Neal gets a fantastic exit out of turn number 4 and gets a huge amount of time. Hilton still side by side with drivers. This time it was Ian Lane. He runs off on the exit of 7 into 8. Through 9, he's wide again. So is Joel Swaim ahead. And it's 3 wide once more. But it's Bradbury and Ian Lane of the D1 category who have got the inside to Hilton. Hilton moves down behind Bradbury. Ian Lane getting pushed by Cook here. But is it going to be enough? And it is, because Hilton moves to the right to defend. Up ahead, though, this is Henriquez looking to get past Jared Swaim. He does it, but did he cut that corner there from the way that he ran off track? He's certainly gotten off track. Go a little bit further back and see what's happened for Ian Lane, the league moderator here, the league admin. Oh, a little bit of a wobble just ahead of him from Joel Swaim, and he gets in contact. Downey does not even try to defend that inside. He allows Neil to get that inside line. They're side by side here, up towards turn number 1. Downey's got quite a nice bit of speed on the outside, but because it runs straight into turn 2, it's such a long right-hander combo that there's no way he could have held it around the outside on Matt Neal. What has happened into turn 6, 7, 8, 9 complex? There's only a chicane in one corner, but he's gone wide at turn 7. He's off in turn 8. Will he avoid the wall of turn 9? He does. Just. McBuller almost throwing away the win here. Down to 7/10 of a second ahead as that is off the circuit. Riley Downey, he rejoins and through goes Matt Neal. Matt Neal takes 3rd in class. Riley Downey is going to be overtaken by Anders Hagland up the inside. Downey's going to look to the inside of Neal. Go for that late break move. Lock up from Neal. Downey holds the inside. It's 4 cars involved. Neal rocks behind. But Rox is a D1 driver. It's the D2 drivers of Neal, Hagland, Downey fighting out for 3rd in class. Rox is getting involved and Downey won't like that. He's stuck on the outside, could lose this position to Rox. And he is going to lose position to Rox. And he's not going to be able to fight back for 3rd in class. For 2nd in the D1 class, McBuller is back into the lead at the overall race. Side by side, Vukovic holds the outside somehow. It will give him the inside of turn 3. There's contact. And wide goes Henriquez. Jared Swaim moves through. And that defends Vukovic's position for sure. As continuing to fight behind. More contact. But through goes Riley Downey for 3rd in class. But here comes Neil Rox. A lockup, a contact and a spin. And around they go. Huge contact for a lot of the D2 drivers. And there's Denny Hilton. D2 championship leader. Takes 3rd in class ahead of Peter McIntyre. But it is Clayton McBuller who wins here in D1. Jürgen Nagel who wins D2. Feature race results then. This is from Feature 2. Clayton McBuller wins Feature Race 2 ahead of Jürgen Nagel. Nagel winning Division 2 category. Vukovic recovered from 19th on the grid to 3rd in that invert. Jared Swaim took 4th. Luis Henriquez took 5th and 3rd in class ahead of Stephen Hurd, who also recovered really well. Conrad Bradbury moved up to 7th out of Marcus Law and John Cook. Anthony Hilton moved up to 10th place overall. Neil Rox was 11th, followed by Peter McIntyre, Ian Lane. Then it was Matt Neal, Joel Swaim, and then the contact and the craziness at the end put Anders Hagland and Riley Downey down the order. Richard Edgar a lap down and Zach Gould out of the race early on. But until next time, until the next event here in the Renault Clio League, I hope you have a fantastic couple of weeks. And I will see you in the next one. So, until Tsukuba, I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye.